Hi guys, it's been 2 years since the Fanatec GT DD Extreme racing wheel bundle was released, and it's one of the most powerful direct drive wheelbases for a PlayStation, providing 15 Newton meters of torque. And if you pair it up with the Clubsport V3 pedals, you've got yourself a pretty insane racing setup. But 2 years later, and with other offerings on the market, with new ones regularly appearing, is the Fanatec GT DD Extreme still worth it? So I'll take you through what you get in the bundle, take a closer look at the wheelbase and wheel, together with testing it out, giving you any positives and negatives, and I'll compare it to the Logitech G Pro wheel and Pro pedals, as it's the closest competitor that's also a high-powered PlayStation supported wheelbase, giving you my final thoughts on whether it's still worth getting. But before I begin, if you're new to the channel, hope you can support me by subscribing and hitting the bell icon to get notified of my next release. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. The Fanatec GT DD Extreme bundle costs around $1,220 and comes with the Clubsport DD Plus wheelbase and the Gran Turismo steering wheel. The bundle doesn't come with a set of pedals, but I'll be pairing it up with the Clubsport Pedals V3, which costs $430. So a total of around $1,650. There's also another bundle offering, so the Clubsport DD Plus Ready to Race GT3 bundle, which comes with a Clubsport DD Plus wheelbase, CSL steering wheel GT3 and the Clubsport Pedals V3. And all this comes in at just under $1,560, so a lot cheaper. Let me briefly show what you get in the bundle. You get some stickers and a user guide, the Gran Turismo steering wheel. Removing this large piece of foam, you've got a box containing a USB-A to USB-C cable, a European power cable with a kettle connector, a UK power cable with a kettle connector, a bag containing 4 T-nuts used for mounting purposes, and a small Fanatec sticker. Then there's another box containing a large power adapter, and finally we have the wheelbase covered in a plastic bag. Taking a closer look at the wheelbase, this is a direct drive wheelbase, meaning the wheel is mounted directly onto the motor and all force feedback details pass directly onto the wheel, giving the best racing experience. Compared to a belt or gear driven system, it has a high resolution contactless hall position sensor together with a rotation of 2520 degrees, which is adjustable via their software or directly via the wheelbase. The front and back are made of strong plastic and the rest of it is metal, which acts as a heat sink, hence why it feels pretty heavy. You have notches on the sides and bottom used for mounting purposes, where you'd place the T-nuts you get in the packaging to allow you to easily mount the wheelbase to a sim cockpit. Plus you have 4 mounting holes at the front for front mounting purposes. The front has a connection point for a wheel, which is using their latest QR2 adapter, which has a solid feel to it. Turning this, you get a slight notchy feel, but that's only the case while the wheelbase is off. Coming around the back, there's a round blue trim. You have 4 RJ12 connection points for additional peripherals, so shifter 1, shifter 2, pedals and a handbrake. Below that we have a Type-C connector, where the other end of this is plugged into your gaming console or PC, and finally there's a power input. The wheelbase is compatible with a PC, PS5 and PS4, as the encryption chip for PlayStation compatibility comes from an encryption chip in the wheelbase, but worth knowing that the Xbox compatibility is possible if you purchase an Xbox wheel, as the Xbox compatibility comes from an encryption chip in the wheel. Moving on to the steering wheel, which is designed by Polyphony Digital, who are the developers of Gran Turismo, as it's developed especially for Gran Turismo, but will work with the majority of other racing games. It's a round wheel with a 300mm diameter. The wheel rim is made of a premium vegan leather with stitching on the inner part of the rim, and it has a small center marker at the top. The area where the controls are is made from strong plastic. You've got a 2.7-inch OLED screen used as a telemetry display, and you'd also use this for switching between your profile settings and making changes directly on the wheelbase. Below that there's RGB Rev LEDs, and there's a good number of controls on the wheel, with it having 4 5-way directional sticks that have LED lights behind them, allowing you to individually adjust the traction control, brake balance, etc. There's paddle-like buttons for the L2, L3, R2 and R3 controls, and at the center of the wheel you've got the Gran Turismo logo. Coming around the back, you've got 2 large magnetic paddle shifters and 2 smaller clutch paddles, which have a smooth spring-loaded motion with all the paddles made from stainless steel. For the connector, you've got the QR2 light wheel side. General build quality of the wheel is good, but I would have preferred the connector to be the QR2 wheel side, as this has a better build quality. Over to the pedals, which are the Clubsport V3 pedals, and seriously, this combination with the Clubsport DD Plus works really well even in 2026. These pedals are still one of the best mid to high end sets you can buy. The load cell brake is incredibly consistent, and when paired up with the Clubsport DD Plus, the whole setup feels nicely balanced. The load cell brake gives you precise braking control, you've got adjustability for the brake stiffness, pedal angle, and there's a damper kit if you have it, which lets you tune the pedals further. Each pedal has vibration motors to add another layer of immersion, which triggers in different scenarios, so providing ABS feedback or traction loss. Software wise, this has a lot of customization available for all the different accessories, with it providing a lot of granular customizations. It's improved quite a bit over the last 2 years, but it would have been great if Fanatec had introduced a dedicated way of connecting to the wheelbase without having to use a PC. So if, for example, you wanted to connect to it via a mobile, you also have the ability of changing settings directly on the wheel, which works well. In terms of usage on a PC or console, it's completely plug and play, where you don't have to tweak any settings to get it working. So literally a hassle-free experience, but it's always worth ensuring the firmware of all the different Fanatec devices you're using is up to date to ensure you get the optimal racing experience. But this can only be done on a PC, so if you only had a console, you'd be a little bit stuck. But this is the same thing with all wheelbases from other brands too. Testing this out, and seriously, the racing experience on this feels insanely good. The Clubsport DD Plus stands apart from belt or gear driven wheelbases because it doesn't have slack, lag or muted feedback. Instead, the force coming through the wheel is immediate and direct. You're not just seeing the car move on screen, you're actually feeling it in your hands. Torque delivery is consistent, even long races don't degrade performance because of the thermal stability it has. The wheel doesn't fade or derate, unlike many cheaper direct drive motors, so feedback feels steady throughout a race, which helps to make every steering input feel consistent and not hesitant or dampened. The quality of the force feedback is what makes this wheelbase so good, with it providing a lot of fine details such as road texture, rumble strips and small grip changes which come through to the wheel. You can feel transitions in surface and subtle tyre slip. It's very responsive, with it reacting faster to what the game engine is telling you, making the racing experience even more immersive. One of the features of the wheelbase is full force technology, which is Fanatec's new force feedback protocol, and what this does is layer in high frequency vibrations on top of the core forces, so engine pulses, tarmac texture and subtle suspension events which come through more vividly. It's not just a stronger rumble, it actually provides more detail that helps you sense what the car is doing without watching the telemetry. As an analogy, you could say it's a bit like adding a subwoofer to a sound system. You still get the main force feedback, but now the low frequency sensations help to add an additional layer of realism. But there's a couple of things you need to be aware of with full force. First is that it's only available on the Clubsport DD Plus, which is what we're reviewing today, and the Clubsport DD, which provides 12 Newton meters of torque and is PC and Xbox compatible, and the new Podium DD, which provides 25 Newton meters of torque, which is also PC and Xbox compatible, but it's not supported on any of the older wheelbases. In terms of games, at this moment in time, in February 2026, the only games supported are iRacing, Gran Turismo 7, Project Motor Racing, and Assetto Corsa Evo. Having the Clubsport DD Plus and the Clubsport Pedals V3, and seriously, this combination feels amazing, delivering strong, consistent braking with a solid metal build quality and smooth throttle and clutch feel. The brake stands out, with it performing really well with a load cell. The DD Extreme bundle isn't the most powerful wheelbase on the market, but it is one of the most powerful PlayStation compatible wheelbases. Force feedback quality wise, especially with full force, it actually gives an awesome racing experience. It's not about brute torque strength, but more about the detail, smoothness and consistency, and in that department it still competes with newer bases, easily giving an insane racing experience. Ecosystem wise, Fanatec has a really good selection of wheels with various styles, together with a variety of pedals, a shifter and handbrakes. So it's a well established ecosystem with a lot to offer. Comparing the Fanatec Clubsport DD Plus to the Logitech G Pro racing wheel, and power wise, Fanatec provides 50 Newton meters of torque, whereas the Logitech provides 11 Newton meters of torque, so 36% more torque. The racing experience on both feels really good, with Fanatec providing more torque. On the Logitech G Pro wheel, you've got True Force, enabling you to experience the in-game physics, road conditions and motor vibrations, adding an extra layer of immersion to the whole experience. It's based on audio-derived signals, and the cool thing here is that you can feel those vibrations coming through your sim racing cockpit, feeling pretty insane. Whereas with Full Force on the Fanatec side is different, where you feel high resolution haptics through the direct drive motor. Which one is better? Well, it's a tough one, as they're both pretty good, providing an extra layer of immersion. I do like the additional feedback from Full Force, and Logitech's True Force does feel pretty awesome, especially when you can feel the vibrations coming through your sim racing frame. The ultimate for me would be to have them both combined. Detail wise, Fanatec definitely has the edge, whereas Logitech's True Force is more vibration driven, with that feeding through to your wheel and your sim racing cockpit. For me personally, I'd say I preferred True Force, as it actually adds another level of immersion, with the wheel feeling more alive through the high frequency vibrations, plus it's supported on a lot more games. App support wise, Fanatec provides a more granular level of customization, whereas it's more basic with Logitech. Fanatec has more to offer in terms of ecosystem, with it having a lot more accessories to choose from. Both systems, I'd say, are plug and play, with there being no hassles on either a PC or console. But if you are someone who liked to tweak a lot of the racing settings, then Fanatec is definitely the better choice to go for. So in summary, is the Fanatec GT DD Extreme bundle worth it after 2 years? I'd say definitely, with it being one of the most powerful direct drive wheelbases compatible on a PlayStation, providing an exceptional racing experience on both a PC and console. The Full Force capability on the wheel is actually really impressive, with it helping to give pretty impressive racing experience. But on the negative side, it's only supported on a handful of games, but hopefully that will be changing in the near future. So there you have it, you've come to the end of another video, and I hope it's helped anyone thinking of purchasing this. Details for all the items I've mentioned today are in the description below, including purchasing links. And if you have any questions on this, let me know in the comments below, and let me know if you think the Fanatec GT DD Extreme bundle is still worth it. For those of you who've got to the end of this video, please leave a comment with Fanatec, as it's awesome to see who's got to the end of my video, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Follow me on all my socials, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to be notified of my next release. Thanks for viewing, and see you in the next one.